Welcome to this midweek message for the Golden Cap team. I'm Sankey, one of the lay worship leaders who helps around the team. I have in my hand a very special copy of the Book of Common Prayer. It was produced especially for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, and there is a picture of her. It was presented to me to mark two occasions: the coronation itself and my own confirmation, which followed later that month. At that time, my father was working in London. His company had a number of offices, one of which was situated in Regent Street, overlooking the processional route for the coronation. Staff were allowed to go there. I was privileged, as a 14-year-old, to go with my father. My mother had to stay at home because she had a 7-year-old and an 11-month-old, my two younger brothers, to look after. Not only were we able to watch the procession live, they had also provided a television, so we were able to watch the ceremony as well. As we come to the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla this coming Saturday, I'm sure we will have the opportunity to watch it on television, whether we do that in our own homes or go somewhere where it is being displayed on a big screen and where we can be in the company of others. Although there is a recognition that we are a diverse nation, the ceremony is at heart Christian. Indeed, the whole ceremony is within a service of Holy Communion, which includes an epistle and gospel. One of the television programmes that we enjoy watching is the Antiques Roadshow. As well as the valuations of items brought along, Fiona Bruce often accepts a challenge from one of the experts, perhaps to place 3 similar items in order of value, or to decide the real purpose of a strange-looking device. I'm going to read 2 short Bible passages which have been included in the liturgy of a coronation service. I hope you will listen to them carefully, but the Antiques Roadshow style challenge is to decide which was used at the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II and which one has been included in the order of service for King Charles III's coronation. And the first reading comes from Colossians chapter 1. For this cause we also, since the day we heard of it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that you might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, and that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might, according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long-suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father, who hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, who hath delivered us from the power of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities of power, all things are created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And the second reading from the first letter of Peter. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man, for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of God, that with well-doing you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. As free, and not using your liberty as a cloak for maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Honour all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honour the king. Both readings were taken from the King James Version of the Bible, and therefore there's not much help there. In fact, that's not surprising. I picked up Anne's copy of the 400th anniversary edition of the King James Bible, and on the cover it says, "Forward by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, our now King." So he has obviously been a fan or a supporter of the book of the King James Version of the Bible for a long time. In fact, the answer is that the first reading is the one that will be used on Saturday, and the previous reading was the one used the second reading was the one used at Queen Elizabeth's coronation. When I opened my paper last Monday, I was greeted with a headline which read, "Public Pledge of Allegiance, like something out of Orwell novel." And I felt that the negative reactions of Republicans had not looked at the whole picture, the whole service, all the changes that were being made. The move away from the 1 Peter reading, and indeed from the Gospel reading with the words, "Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's," suggests the muting of one particular emphasis. But the innovation that was providing such reaction was the decision to replace the homage by a succession of peers with an opportunity for anybody and everybody to join in an act of homage. And they would be invited to do this whether they were physically present in the abbey or indeed in the company of others or on their own, watching at a distance. And indeed this could indeed be worldwide. I'm sure as Christian people we may wish to join in, and equally we may wish to silently say Amen to many of the prayers that happen during the service. The words with which the Archbishop introduces this section of the service read as follows: "I call on all persons of good will in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of the other realms and the territories, to make their homage in heart and voice to their undoubted King, defender of all." But the rubric is important, because what it says is this: all who so desire, in the abbey or elsewhere, say together. That makes it clear it's certainly not a 3-line whip. If you are unhappy, so be it, stay silent, but don't deny others the opportunity. And then the words, "I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your majesty and to your heirs and successors according to law. So help me God." And if this sounds familiar, our clergy, of course, make a similar declaration every time they are licensed in a new place. And then after some music we have an acclamation where the Archbishop says, God Save the King, and we're all invited to respond if we wish. God save King Charles. Long live King Charles. May the King live forever. I hope you will enjoy the coronation and the many activities that are planned locally, and that many of you will be able to join in special services in our Golden Cap team this coming Sunday. So may we prayerfully hold before God King Charles and Queen Camilla and all who will be involved in the running of the coronation service, as it may be a blessing to the King and Queen and to your glory. Amen.